Smackdown continues to be boring and bland, and this was no different. Let's go ahead and get into Smackdown from November the 14th, 2025. Let's just go ahead and get right into this. Not much happened on this show, for being honest. It's just rinse and repeat. And apparently Drew McIntyre is not doing a movie because he was on this show. So, go figure. Whatever. Or maybe he's going to do it after WarGames or whatever, I guess. I don't fucking know. Let's just go ahead and get into this thing, shall we? So we kicked the show off with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Rhea's basically just sick of the Kabuki Warriors. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, they come out. Alexa, she always knew she wanted a piece of the Kabuki Warriors and all that jazz. So everyone's in the ring. They all embrace. Until everyone's down for WarGames except for Charlotte Flair. She said that she can't trust Rhea and she don't want to be a part of this at all. So there is that. So that's fine, I guess. Do I care about it? No. I just don't give a damn about this. Let's move on. This leads us into the first match of the night. Jey Uso advances in the Last Time Is Now tournament. He defeats The Miz via the Uso Splash. Okay, whatever. Who cares? Moving on. So Ilya Dragunov was backstage. So DIY, they come in. Ciampa, he tells Nick Aldis that he hopes that Nick Aldis has explained the open challenge rules to Ilya. Tommaso Ciampa says the only jackass he sees is Ilya, as he keeps denying him an open challenge. Nick Aldis says they were just discussing that. Ilya says that when he took on the legacy of the U.S. Open Challenge, he promised to do things the right way, and the right way means not giving the opportunity to jackasses. He says there's nothing honorable about Tommaso Ciampa, and tonight he's given someone the opportunity to someone who fights with honor and someone he respects, and that being Axiom. So for Axiom, they come in and they shake Ilya's hands. So they shake hands with Ilya. Okay, that's fine. And then before the segment ends, Nick Aldis, he sees Paul Heyman along with Bronson Reed. Paul Heyman wants to have a chat with one Nick Aldis. Moving on from that. So we get a video package of John Cena. He talks about how he trained in Orange County when becoming a wrestler. Okay, cool. Moving on. So Paul Heyman, he tells Nick Aldis that the WarGames agreement says that he's allowed to pick any superstar from any brand. Nick Aldis has any talent across all brands. So he asked Paul Heyman, unless there's anything else he can discuss, he would like for both of them to kindly leave his office. So security, they come in, and Cody Rhodes. Paul Heyman calls Cody the Golden Goose. Cody Rhodes asks Paul Heyman what he wants to talk about, and Paul Heyman says he wants to talk about Cody Rhodes getting involved with division problems and issues on Monday. Cody Rhodes says that Paul Heyman put his friend through the fire, meaning he was next in the flames. But this is Friday, and then he raises the title. So Cody looks at Bronson Reed and says, if you're not ready to fight, then you can leave. Bronson Reed says he can fight. Cody Rhodes tells Nick Aldis that he wants a match against him. And then Paul Heyman says, why not make it a title match? And then Cody tells Nick Aldis to book it. And then he makes it official. So there's that. Whatever. I don't give a damn about this. Moving on. Ilya Dragunov defeats Axiom. So he retains the U.S. Championship. Post-match, Ciampa shows up and beats the shit out of Axiom for whatever reason. I have no idea. But it is what it is. Moving on from that. So R-Truth is backstage with Nick Aldis. R-Truth says that he shined his balls up and he wants to handle them with care to put them in the raffle. Nick Aldis takes them, and R-Truth walks away. Pause. So Chelsea Green comes in, and she asks him, why didn't she get any pyro when she won the U.S. title last week? She asked him when her U.S. championship celebration will take place. She asked for it next week with pyro. Nick Aldis tells her he can make that work. And then he gives her R-Truth's raffle balls and walks away. Funny there. Pretty funny. Moving on from that, so Sami Zayn came out. He basically talked about the highs and lows that he's been, that he's had so far on Smackdown with him being U.S. champion and everything else. He talks about how he wants to get his hands on the MFTs and everything. His tired of Solo and his crew attacking his friends. So then Solo comes out, and he calls Sami pathetic and a liar and desperate. He knows that Sami Zayn doesn't care about anybody but himself. He doesn't care about the guys in the back or even the fans. Solo says, but for him, he cares about his family. He cares about the men standing behind him, their loyalty to him. And then unlike Sami Zayn, he knows nothing about loyalty when it comes to family. So they continue to yap back and forth. And basically, Sami says that he's medically cleared. Then a brawl breaks out. The MFTs, they show up, and then Sami and his crew show up. And so I'm guessing they're going to have some type of maybe 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. That would be fun if that does happen. Hopefully it does. Moving on from that. So, we go backstage. Cody Rhodes is getting ready for his match. So Jey Uso comes in. He gives Cody a hug. Jey tells him that he has back tonight. And then Jimmy comes in. And he tells Cody that he has his back too. He spoke to Punk earlier on the phone. And he says that WarGames, he's in. Okay, so it's 4-on-4 basically. Whatever. I don't give a shit about this at all. Who cares? Moving on. So Solo, he is backstage with Nick Aldis. He tells Nick Aldis that he wants Sami Zayn. And Nick Aldis says that in 2 weeks before WarGames, him and the MFTs can take on Sami Zayn in a motion. He can take on Sami Zayn, the Motion Machine Guns, Nakamura, and Rey Fenix in a 5-on-5 elimination match. Okay, that's cool, but that's going to take place on the go-home show. Why couldn't this shit be on the main card? Why couldn't this be on the Survivor Series card? You don't need one WarGames match anyway on the show, and it should be for the men, if we're being honest. You can also do another 5-on-5, 5v5 with the women. You know? That's just me, though. Moving on. LA Knight defeats Zack Ryder. Yes, Zack Ryder showed up. He got a pretty okay reaction. They were in Albany, New York, so yeah. I mean, that's fine. Whatever. Who gives a shit? So LA Knight advances in the tournament. He probably will end up being the final pick for Team CM Punk. So, yeah. But that's fine there. He wins via the BFT. Moving on from that. So, Alexa Bliss and Rhea Ripley, they're backstage with Io Sky. Rhea says she knows that she and Charlotte have had beef in the past, but but now it means she has to find two more people. So Io speaks in Japanese. The Kabuki Warriors, they attack them from behind, along with Nia Jackson and Last Legend. So, there is that. I don't care about that at all. Moving on, Jade Cargill defeats B-Fab to retain... it was actually non-title. So, it didn't last but 45 seconds maybe? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to this shit. So, B-Chin comes out. She gets in Jade Cargill's face. Jade Cargill pushes her down, and that was it. So, I guess there's going to be a match next week. Yay. Do I care about it? Nope. So Nick Aldis, he had a video package backstage talking about the last time it is now tournament. It's going to be Carmelo Hayes versus Bronson Reed, and it's going to be Penta versus Finn Balor. Okay, that's cool. That should be fun. Moving on, Carmelo Hayes is finally back on the show. He wasn't there last week. Carmelo tells Kathy Kelly that The Miz may have won the battle, but the war has yet to be won. And as for John Cena, the GOAT, he has a long line of heavy hitters that want to be the one to face him. Carmelo says that he's the one, that he's one of them. Carmelo says that he knows that if he gets that shot, he won't miss. So Bronson Reed comes in. He tells Carmelo Hayes that he's about to go out there and pin Cody Rhodes, and after that, he's going to end John Cena's career after he ends Carmelo Hayes' next week. Okay, whatever. Do I give a shit? No, I don't. Moving on. So we get another vignette of Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. They talk about Damian Priest. Basically, Aleister Black says they're going to turn their attention to people who hold titles. So that means that Aleister still craves the WWE Undisputed Championship, which is good. So hopefully once this McIntyre and Rhodes feud is over with, Cody Rhodes' next feud should be Aleister Black. At least until probably Royal Rumble, maybe. I don't know. Main event of the evening, Cody Rhodes versus Bronson Reed for the WWE Undisputed Championship. It was basically a no contest. Logan Paul and Braun Breaker, they got involved. Then the Usos, they came out. They had a brawl with them. The Usos were about to do the 1D through a table. Drew McIntyre showed up. He ended up beating up Cody. Braun Breaker hit a spear through the table onto Jey Uso, taking out Jey Uso. And then Cody Rhodes eats a tsunami from Bronson Reed. And Paul Heyman and company, they stand tall. So Drew McIntyre is a part of the Vision. So now it's 4-on-4. And Michael Cole said on commentary that there's one slot that remains. I don't know who that slot is going to go to. I don't know. It could be Austin Theory, but I highly doubt that. That's not going to happen. I don't know. I just don't think it's going to be Brock Lesnar. I know people online have been saying, oh, it's going to be Lesnar, but again, you have to look at how WarGames is set up. Like, do you really expect for Brock Lesnar to be in a steel cage with 9 other guys, just taking crazy bumps? No, it's not going to happen. Like, unless Brock comes in at the very last, let's say, 5 minutes of the match, then yeah, but I just don't see Brock Lesnar being involved in WarGames. I just don't. I don't know who their 5th man could be. I just don't know. And we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. So, whatever. I'm pretty sure that the 5th man on Team CM Punk will probably be LA Knight, basically. And that's where LA Knight will probably turn on CM Punk, turning heel. And I think that should happen. So, there's that. But all in all, SmackDown was boring for the most part. As per usual, just boring as shit. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.